Thanks for watching this look at April 1991. Before we start, here's the standard Patreon plug. $2 a month gets Discord access, $5 a month gets early access, and if we get to $400 a month, I'll rank every year-end number 4. Remember, I can't monetize my videos because of copyright crap, so if you want to support the channel, click the link below. Now, what was so good about 1991? Let's find out. You know how I said 1991 was a crazy catch-all? Well, that includes the good stuff. As awful as the forgettable crap from 1991 was, there was quite a bit of really good stuff we still have today, and quite a decent amount of pretty good stuff we don't remember today. If I could sum up what 1990 was in one word, it would be character. Be it good or bad, the music of 1991 had quite a lot of character to it. In some ways, 1991 was not so much the 90s as it was its own thing. So let's zoom in a little closer and see what makes 1991 as, for lack of a better term, special as it was. We're taking a look at You know, I'm sure guys mean well when they tell women to smile, like, what's wrong with a little positivity, right? I can say from experience, do not tell women to smile. It will not end well. And for that matter, don't tell anyone to smile, regardless of gender identity. Like, especially don't tell me to smile. I'll smile when I goddamn feel like it. But you know, I can forgive something stupid like that if it's got a groove to it. And this is a pretty damn good groove. I can't help myself. I love a good groove like this. Especially those synth sounds, that really grabs me in. So, about that whole telling you to smile thing. I mean, there's a kindness to it here because, you see, you don't have to say anything, your smile just says it all. Loving you means never having to say I love you, right? I know that I'm a very lucky guy. And the tune itself, well, it's about how I'm just so happy you're around me and we're out and all that other stuff. I'd call something like this Night on the Town music. You have a lot of class and taste. Just something for when you're with that special someone, just hanging out and having fun. You know, good old-fashioned, all-American fun. And then there's this guest part from the late, great Gerald Levert. And, well, just listen to it. God damn, he killed with his voice. And this group, the Rude Boys from Cleveland, this would be their signature song, meaning it's the only time they ever hit the Hot 100, making them a one-hit wonder. But you know, sometimes one is all you need. They didn't have to have any more hits. It was already written all over their faces. Yeah. It's written all over your face. And now here's a fun horror fact. Anyone remember this scene from Nightmare Part 2? Well, the song playing in the background is Touch Me by Fonda Rae and Wish. They were a post-disco band, active in the early 80s. Wasn't a huge hit, but it did hit number 5 on the dance charts here and scrape the top 50 in the UK, but it's forever immortalized here in the horror world. So there it is. Touch Me by Fonda Rae and Wish. Released in 1984, featured in Nightmare Part 2 in 1985, and then covered in 1991 when it finally became a hit. I gotta wonder if some producer somewhere in England was watching that scene and thought, hey, let's have someone singing that. But by the pop gods, it worked. It's one of those fun, bouncy, mindless dance tunes that the 90s cranked out a lot of. If there's one thing I think makes this an improvement over the original, it would be those bells. Yeah, that sound. I mean, here's how it sounds in the original. Those bells are just a little too loud here, and there's also not much going on around them. Here, they're softened just enough so that you can hear them, but they also blend in with all the other stuff going on. That one little volume change makes a lot of difference. But whether it's the original version or this version, this is one song that works well with doing whatever this is. And now we go from a song about wanting to be touched to a song about just doing it your damn self. 'Cause, you know, there's no love like self-love. Okay, well, it's more of a masturbating while thinking of someone kind of song. Still, I guess that's one way to take care of yourself. Just think of the one that you know you're destined to be with forever. Okay, that makes it sound creepy. Not coming from her, though. This is more in just right territory. Raunchy enough to stand out, but just tame enough to get played on pop radio in between that Black Crowes song and that Chris Isaak song. And not to mention included on one of Weird Al's polka medleys. When I think about you, I touch myself. Yes, that actually happened. What I liked most about this is the twanging guitars. That's a sound that was really only popular in the early 90s, it seemed, but it sounds great here. And the whole I love myself, I want you to love me thing, well, I can get behind that for sure. I mean, who wouldn't want someone who loves themselves? Also, as a testament to how timeless this is, when lead singer Chrissy Amphlett died of breast cancer, they started the I Touch Myself project to raise awareness. So, you know, it's not just about sex stuff. Check yourselves for cancer, everyone. I'm surprised this week was so bad that I Wanna Sex You Up didn't even make the dishonorable mentions. Yeah, about that. I call myself a pretend music critic for a reason. This is why I like doing best lists. Every now and then, I get to remind you guys that I am never to be taken seriously as a music critic. Now comes one of those times. I'm gonna be the one to defend the atrocity that is I Wanna Sex You Up. Yes, I Wanna Sex You Up. The hit song from Color Me Bad, That super suck group with George Michael, Kenny G, Vanilli, and Snow. Oh, and just so I can get it out of the way, that other song they had that year, I Adore Mia More, that one fucking sucked. More like Color Me Terrible. Come inside, take off your coat, I'll make you feel at home. Anyway, let me start by saying I get it. I get why so many people cringe at this song. Its production is kitschy as fuck. And there are some lines that I just can't even. We can do it till we both wake up. I mean, that line could just be taken all kinds of wrong ways. Making love until we drown. Oh, so you're doing it in a pool? I mean, that's how it would make sense. Making love in the pool until we drown. In a pool. Full of semen. Well, to be honest, all those awful parts of this song are why I like it so much. It's stupid, but it's got a charm to how stupid it is. You know what it sounds like to me? Elevator music. But not like the bland stuff you hear at a Macy's elevator or anything like that. This is the kind of elevator music that plays in love hotels. It's this, Love in an Elevator, and actually that's about it. But would I go as far as to call it an actual sex jam? No, not really. It's more like kissing music, which brings us back to the elevator. This is what you play when you're making out in the elevator on the way to the hotel room. But once you get to the bedroom, that's when you break out the real stuff. But, you know, nothing wrong with sexy elevator music. I wanna make love to you. I just did a shitty job defending this, and I don't care. As crazy as the early 90s were in general, it was a really good time for dance stuff. If I have the line, and you have the bass, then strike it up. Especially that Italo house stuff. Love it. I will gladly dance with my steering wheel to it. And there was all kinds of other stuff too, like this was the year of EMF and Jesus Jones, and both songs were on the chart that week, so I could have easily picked one of them. But here's the thing, I don't know how to dance.
Okay, all you need is some patience and a little practice.
If only there was someone who's willing to show me.
Show you how to dance is like sex. Start out dry and end up all wet.
Oh boy, somebody's gonna show me how to dance. Well, women do equate dancing with sex, so let's see what I gotta learn.
All that cha-cha stuff was just played out.
Yeah, down with that childish stuff. The hokey pokey, the twist, the cabbage patch. She's gonna show us some real moves.
Step left, around, and together with the right. Stand straight, bend knee, plus hips. Step left, around, and together with the right. Step forward, kick, step right, and back.
Oh, okay, it's a bunch of steps. Let's see if I could do that.
Step left, around, and together with the right. Stand straight, bend knee, plus hips. Step left, around, and together with the right. Step forward, kick.
Wait, what was that again?
Step left, around, and together with the right. Stand straight, bend knee, plus hips. Step left, around, and together with...
I'm trying, lady. Okay, it's step left, around, together with the right, stand straight, bend knees, thrust hips.
Hit the floor and dance.
Step left, around, and together with the right. Stand straight, bend knee, plus hips. Step left, around, and...
This would probably work better if I had a partner. Hey, Fenny, you want to dance? No? I tried. Well, even though I can't dance, this still makes me groove. Reminds me a lot of that Pump Up the Jam song, which is not a bad song to be reminded of. Early 90s dance grooves, they are certainly still the spoils today. May everybody forever dance now.
Well, that's it. Good luck. And keep on dancing.
Okay, let's see what Madison Avenue was selling us back in 1991.
morning, Mr. Wilcox.
Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Mr. Wilcox.
With the new Megabucks, the average jackpots are more than twice as big as they used to be.
Father,
And that kind of money
I quit.
could change anyone's life.
Is this your kid? And is he drinking the only juice drink with a full day's vitamin C, 4 other vitamins, and all natural flavors? Well, maybe this isn't your kid, but this should be his juice drink. Tang Fruit Box. Nutrition in disguise.
And now here's what's really good about 1991. Ah, yes, time to add more praise onto one of REM's all-time definitive classics. Yeah, I say this'll nicely make up for me putting Color Me Bad on the list. Losing My Religion, the signature song from REM. The one with the mandolin. The one that everyone thinks is about religion, but we all know how REM is with their lyrics. You think they're gonna spoon feed the meaning to you? No, you gotta find it your damn self. When Michael Stipe says he's losing his religion, it's actually more of a southern expression. It means he's losing his mind over unrequited love. So this is actually a crush song. You're so enamored with someone who just doesn't know you exist, but you still follow them around because it just can't be helped. But I think I've said too much. Oh no, I said too much. And of course, there's a lot of layers to this one. Michael Stipe being bisexual, for one. And I don't know if I can do it. And there's lines in here about self-doubt, like, this is making you doubt yourself and that's driving you crazy. I think I thought I saw you try. But there's also this unplugged performance, where Michael also talked about how this song is also about you, the audience, and how he's trying so hard to keep up with you. Yeah, I would say that feels like me in the spotlight. That was just a dream. And speaking of live performances, there's this one with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra to celebrate 10 years of MTV. If that's not a testament to greatness, I don't know what is.
Everybody, if you can do the Bartman, shake your body, turn it out. If you can't, do the Bartman, yeah.
That is so 1991.
So we are now at season 33 of The Simpsons. And we've got a 34th season coming too. That's just great. I guess the song is true. They'll never stop The Simpsons. But let me tell you how it was when I was a kid. That was when Simpsons Mania was really running wild. Their faces were on every kind of merchandise you can think of. They even befouled us with their popular music.
I'm here today to introduce the next phase, the next step in the big Bart craze.
Especially Do the Bartman, the lead single off of The Simpsons Sing the Blues, which I had on cassette, by the way.
I turn on the music so I can feel the groove. Whoa, I'm feeling the groove now, baby.
It did not chart on the Hot 100, but I remember it being huge at the time. Fox had a big world premiere for the video, right after the one where Homer jumps Springfield Gorge.
Go home, boy. Go home. Blah, 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 blah.
Now let's fast forward to a little later in season 2. Fox is airing Bart's Dog Gets an F, the one where he has to send Santa's little helper to obedience school, taught by Tracy Ullman herself. They would premiere another video after this one.
Bart!
Let me start at the start. Let's move right along. You can all sing along at the sound of the gong.
Deep, Deep Trouble. I remember this one well. This was the one where Bart gets into deep, deep trouble.
I'm supposed to get up now, but I was refusing.
It starts with him sleeping in until the afternoon, as all good little boys do, when Homer barges in.
Get up, mow the lawn, move it on the double, cause if you don't, you're in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, kids, just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. You have to do chores, you know.
So I'm in the front yard mowing like crazy.
And now he's mowing the lawn and has to do it before the family goes to a boat show somewhere. But then...
So I step on the gas to speed up the mow. Didn't see that sprinkler underneath that tree. Wham! Raining on me.
And he wrecks the lawn so he can't go. Here's the thing though. Bart didn't see the sprinkler, right?
Didn't see that sprinkler underneath that tree.
So it shouldn't be his fault. That sprinkler was just out of sight. I mean, when you gotta work quick, you don't really have time to be careful. Also, in the video, he pushed it by accident, and I get that he had to catch it, but could he have even noticed in time? Should I be thinking so much into this?
No one needs to tell me I'm in deep, deep trouble.
I gotta say, I love the beat of this one. Sounds a lot like a DJ Jazzy Jeff song, and of course it does. He produced the track. We don't talk about Fresh Prince. No, no, no.
As soon as they're gone, I'm stretched on the lawn.
And with the family gone and Bart home alone, he does what any kid would do in this situation.
It's me. Let's have a party.
Bring over as many friends as possible and throw a party. But then the family comes back and...
They look at me, then they go into a huddle, get the sinking sensation I'm in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, I'd say this song is everything you could ask for in a Bart Simpson song called Deep, Deep Trouble. Honestly, what I love most of all is all the samples from Season 1 episodes.
Well, you're damned if you do. What are we talking about? Well, you're damned if you do. Where's your sense of humor? Well, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
I mean, it's giving the people what they want. Bart by the barrelful. And it's for all these reasons that I gotta say, I liked Deep, Deep Trouble a little better than Do the Bart Man. As good as that one was, this was the one that 7-year-old me memorized line for line. Yes, even the ones that aren't in the video. Man, I love trouble. This is making me feel things, you guys.
Hush now, don't you cry.
This being Queensryche's only Hot 100 entry, it just seems weird to me. I know they play in metal, which is a genre where the bands get little to no chart presence but massive followings. Seriously, metal fans are insanely loyal. More so than most genres tend to be. Then again, Metallica had a lot of chart entries around this time, so that might be why I'm surprised Queensryche, even though they're not as well known or accessible, only ever managed one. But oh boy, if there was only gonna be one.
It was all a bad dream spinning in your head.
I'll say it here, the atmosphere around this is incredible. It's the literal music equivalent to lucid dreaming. You know, when you're dreaming and you feel like you're awake, but you're really just controlling what happens in the dream. And it can be a nice place to be sometimes.
There's a place I like to hide.
Like a place to escape from your troubles, but dreamland can't be paradise all the time. So you gotta have something to keep you grounded. That's where the bad dreams with monsters and scary stuff come in. This song is like a child having a nightmare for the first time. Not really sure what to make of it. But then over time, you start to make sense of it. And that part about I will be watching over you, that can mean anything. Be it your partner sleeping next to you or a stuffed animal somewhere on the bed. But it can also mean yourself, like your body is watching over your mind, controlling the lucid dreaming. Although it's probably impossible to smile next to yourself. And then there's this part with the guitar solo and the bridge, which is some very Beatles-esque shit right here.
Through persisting all efforts, you can achieve dream control.
Like, wow. I'm freaking out, man.
If you open your mind for me.
And then it just continues on. Most tunes either end or go really silent after something like that. But not this one. Silent Lucidity may have been Queensryche's only Hot 100 entry, but it's well deserved and then some of being considered an all-time classic. And it was all a dream. Literally.
I'm smiling next to you.
My mother has requested that I render you unconscious. I will do so immediately.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
I mean, I liked Around the Way Girl fine too.
But if you ever need a place to stay, come around my way.
That was also on the charts that week. Has a good beat, like the hook. There was a Tupac song out around the same time that sampled from it. Those are all good things. But come on, better than this? Hell no. This is a song called Mama Said Knock You Out. And it sounds exactly what you'd expect anything with that title to sound. LL Cool J knocking you out with his rhymes. I don't think I've paid enough attention to the lyrics to memorize anything. But with something like this, I don't think you need to. The tone does all the talking.
And I'm just getting warm, just like Muhammad Ali, they call them Cassis.
What really impresses me is how he just keeps going. He starts out swinging, and then just keeps swinging over and over again. Like, you know how you're playing someone in Street Fighter, and you just keep beating the shit out of them over and over? This is that, but in music form. And that crushing beat matches perfectly. As for the Mama Said Knock You Out line, well, that's because his grandmother was giving him pep talks to knock out the critics, so on top of that, it's an ass-kicking tribute to his family. Notice how I didn't call it a comeback, because, you know. And now some other gems that I couldn't fit on here, but are interesting enough to worth some mention from me anyway. Rhythm Nation 1814 is such a kick-ass album. This isn't my favorite single off of it, but it is a banger nonetheless. And hello, you fool, I love you to you too. It sure makes me want to join the joyride. Roxette was one of those acts that just seem to exist for the sake of existing, and yet they're always nice to have around. This was the only time the Happy Mondays made the Hot 100. But don't let that take away from how legendary they were in their own right. At least up until that Yes Please album that did so badly it bankrupted the record label. Oh, speaking of train wreckers, have you seen Todd's latest video? Yeah, that was definitely a train record and a half.
So let me see your nightgown.
This one's a bop. Also, Let Me See Your Nightgown has a much nicer ring than Let Me See That Thong, the thong, thong, thong.
You might a little kiss on the hand from the candy man.
But that said, don't say his name 3 times. I hear it doesn't end well. Oh hey, Lizette G from YouTube.com. I didn't know you had a music career. This is some pretty good stuff. I should look into it more.
You caught the brother in a terrible disposition.
Moni in the middle with some advice to you, her sister, on how to leave your slob of a man. Also, really good job on the Spinners sample. Just a nice little song about walking down Beale Street and being captivated by all the stuff that Memphis has to offer. Go Grizzlies, by the way. Hope you can get a ring. There's something to be said about how, in recent years, Mariah Carey is more known for that Christmas song than anything else. But you know, this is a really good example of how soaring and heavenly she can be when not doing that stuff. There's also something to be said about Rod Stewart singing a sea shanty. I don't know why, but it fits him so well.
Where the ocean meets the sky, I'll be sailing.
Yes, old Rod, you just sail. Sail on your little sailboat. Sail away. Far away. So you'll never hurt us again.
I'll be sailing.
And now, let's see what's number one on this chart. I can't really say I saw myself having this at number one. Like, I knew it was going to be on the list, but that high? I mean, I talk some about having songs at number one be the ones that mean the most to me, but, you know, sometimes the thing that means the most to me doesn't even mean anything at all. Like, does Chapow Pow even mean anything? On the surface, this is just another 90s song, right? I mean, just a fun little tune to throw on at 90s throwback parties and shit. But I don't know, there's something about this that keeps me coming back to it a lot. Could be the guy's voice sounds like a really good version of Michael McDonald. Could be that guitar line is admittedly killer. Could be the breakdown. Or hell, could be all of those things, really. This whole thing just sounds really perfect.
We must have been stone crazy.
Okay, but why is he thinking about you? Well, because he cheated on you.
She was my one temptation.
Guy and girl are with each other, guy gets tempted by someone else, girl is pissed off and leaves, and guy can't stop thinking about how he screwed up. And he's got one thing to say about that. Chapow Pow. What even does it mean? I have no idea. But here's how I interpret it. It's him taking all these bad feelings he's had and just shaking them off. Chapow Pow. Something really cathartic about that.
Got you on my mind.
It is infectious as fuck. Which is probably why it was number one on the Hot 100 for a while. And it's also why it's number one on this chart. Chapow Pow.
Do you realize that people are still having sex they've been told not to? Perhaps they are perplexed. When you see them holding hands, they're making future plans to engage in the activity. Do you understand me?